One is called Am I in a Cult? A Star Citizen is Concerned. Okay. I have no idea what's going to happen right now.
Now, I've never been in a cult, but sometimes when I'm talking to people about Star Citizen, I hear myself and the things I say, and I think, this is what someone who is in a cult sounds like. Let me explain. I started a new job recently and met a whole bunch of new people, and you go through the normal rigmarole of, oh hey, what do you like, what do you do, and I mentioned, oh, I make content. Oh, what kind of content? And the conversation leads.
Okay. Oh, like, what do you do for fun? I was going to say, well, you
now,
work the job, but I guess what do you do for fun in your free time?
When you're introducing the fact that you work with or even play Star Citizen, one of two things will happen. The first thing will be like, oh yeah, Star Citizen, cool, and then they'll have an opinion. Or two, they'll look at you blankly, because they've never heard of it.
Of course.
Now with normal things, or
like with every topic,
other things, you can
they'll either have heard of it or have not heard of it. This is a very based opinion so far.
Mention it, and they'll go, oh yeah, I know about that, or they just won't. But you'll go through the list of things with Star Citizen, and they'll just stare at you blankly. Oh, it's an immersive space sim. Nothing? Oh, it's got a Kickstarter backer, it's raised like $500 million. No, nothing? It's the one people think is a scam, and the little light bulb will appear above their head and go, oh, I know about that one. Yeah, of course you do. And so the conversation will go on, and then you'll find yourself either going, yeah, it's a bit rough and commiserating or complaining about it, or you'll be defending it. Like, they're attacking it, and you really want them to understand, no, it's not a scam. And then you'll start saying things like, we're on the road to Pyro. Little
So you're easily influenced, basically.
bit culty. Chris Roberts is taking us there in a fleet of spaceships. Little bit culty. I've only spent $2,000 on it. Little bit culty. So yeah, like I mentioned, started a new job, which is why there were no videos for the last 2 weeks, and I do apologize. But I figured I'd just thank you guys so much for continuing to support the channel, even though it has been 2 weeks of nothing. So if you like this video, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. You see how I did that with the green screen? It's quite clever. I'll get back to the video. Now maybe this doesn't happen to you, and if that's...
The green screen thing is kind of cool though, but nobody does it like Lemon beans,
case, I envy
lemon
you
chicken
so much. But it's the kind of thing that I've heard a couple of times, but again, maybe it's just me. So I got to thinking, why am I still playing this game that objectively is really nice, it looks beautiful, but as a lot of us know, there's not much in it on the meat and bones when you really get down to it. So what is it that kept bringing me back besides making content about it? And I was having a conversation with someone who I play with as well, and they said something that I thought, actually, that might be it. And they said, I bet you wish that you'd been born later. I said, what do you mean? I said, well, you play this game that has spaceships. I bet you wish you'd been born in a time where humanity was doing that actively, and it wasn't just, astronauts going to space and billionaires, but actual normal people. And I realized, especially when I was playing in my Hull A and living in it in kind of little camper van, yeah, I kind of do. And I think that's what it is. It's my form of escapism, my little kind of fantasy world. Some people play Dungeons and Dragons and they want to be an elf or a dwarf and do backflips and all that kind of stuff. And some people play other games like Builders where they can build their own.
I mean, sure, at least every game for me has been escapism, but just because the game is escapism doesn't mean I need to convince other people that the game is good and we're on the road to Pyro and all these other things that you say to make people agree with your opinions about the game, which I don't know if he's going to get there, but a lot of the conversations that, when there's arguments that happen around, specifically when somebody doesn't like Star Citizen, how they get piled on by all the people who, for some reason, really, really, really love this game that has absolutely no complete features and no video game like actual elements to it, and they literally call it a sandbox when it's a box with no sand in it. There's a lot of weird things that are said. We all want, like, okay, when I hate saying we all want. I play games to escape as well. There are plenty of games that I can escape into. Why do I want to escape in this one more than any of the others? Is because it's the nicest looking one, probably. It's the most immersive one. It's the one that I feel like I can escape in the easiest, perhaps. It feels the most real out of all of them. But because of all that, there's no ability for me to escape because I don't have all these tasks that I need to do in the game, right? In order for me to escape, I need a lot of that, and that's what's missing, essentially because they push the visuals more, and now we're waiting for all this other stuff in order to allow for gameplay inside this world. So, yeah. I mean, that's where I'm at. I think we all like to escape in video games and not think about, whatever's going on, whatever our troubles are. And sure. But I could do that in other games. What's different about this one is it feels a little special.
Your own giant cities, and for me, I just want to be a hermit, trading around the universe and making money and then eating double dogs. Double dogs. So yeah, so that's kind of the reason that I've been sticking with it, even though it has been kind of...
Like, I just don't know how people can play games mindlessly like this, personally, and just watch your Alpha UEC account go up and then just eat double dogs and be like, yeah, this is a great game. Like, I cannot fathom how anybody can play a game and be totally content with this.
Droughty lately. I'm very excited for 3.18 because I'm going to get to play with the Vulture. Yes, do some hull scraping. I'm actually really keen for that. And also interested to see where the cargo refactor goes. Obviously, they're going to start in bits and pieces, but I'm really hoping that it's much more entertaining and hopefully the values get changed. But I just thought I'd point out how culty
Euro
sometimes...
Truck Sim too? You can upgrade your vehicle. You get more maps. There is actually something to it, right? There isn't really anything to this at the moment. You can upgrade your stuff, but it doesn't have the meaning as much to it, I guess. I don't know.
I sound, and maybe you as well. So if you think you sound culty, let me know in the comment section below. If you think it's just me and I'm crazy, I mean, you should probably let me know also.
I don't think you're
until
crazy.
Next time, stay safe in the verse, and I'll catch you all next time.
And I don't think he sounds culty at all. I think he's somebody who just really likes Star Citizen and wants to enjoy it. I think where it gets culty is the moment that you feel you have to defend the company or defend the game. That's when it gets culty, right? When that's where it gets weird. I've even seen situations where it almost seems like the people feel like they work there, right? Like, you don't work there. It's not like that. It's you just play the game and they allow you to kind of give feedback that they most likely don't fucking listen to. You know what I mean? Like, how many times have you given feedback and nothing has changed? Nothing gets actioned, right? It's all these things. So, yeah, I'm not really buying the like, that's where the line kind of is for me, is like, people take this way too seriously. And like, I want the game to be good. I get upset every friggin' time that there's nothing, like, that they make the same mistakes or do things that are like completely obviously going to be a problem, and yet they continue to do them. I think like one of the next more interesting examples of this is, like, we have a Halloween event coming up with a wipe happening immediately after, like what's even the point? And if that took any time away from 318, that is literally the stupidest thing you can ever do. And I probably would have the culty like people yelling at me about that for some reason, right? But I think that that's just like a pretty normal take to have, but that's just me. I don't know. So I don't think this guy's a cultist. I think he just likes the idea of the game and is having fun with it for now. I don't know when he backed, but I imagine the longer the time goes, if he deals with similar droughts that longer term backers have, he probably wouldn't feel as positive about the game. And that's it. You know?